sure. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, like you say, I only had one loss at 185, but I wasn't, in the UFC, I wasn't beating my opponents. I would like to beat them, you know, when I was in the UK. When the light heavyweights are a little smaller than Europe in the States, I was running straight through guys, you know. And like I say, I only had one loss, but I wasn't beating them how I'd like to beat them, you know. So I said to myself, when I get beat, you know, I'll drop down. And, you know, I lost a split decision to Crash Hard, so I dropped down. And I think that's one of the best things I've ever done in my whole career. You know, I feel great, I'm faster, I'm stronger, you know, and I think I've got what it takes to go for.
A lot of fighters say it's a lifestyle change. Is that true as far as now you really got to watch everything you eat, or have you adapted pretty easy?
You know what, to make 185 was actually very, very easy. I think it was a lot harder than what it was. You know, I took a weight strong. I don't like to get strong, things like that. That's, you know, I don't believe in putting weight that way. Well, you know, getting the weight down that way. I like to diet and run. Naturally, I think you're always stronger. So that's what I did, you know, the last 2 fights. It was easy. That said though, you know, I have had to make some lifestyle changes. Generally with the diet, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm 12 weeks out now. I'm a little heavier than what I'd like to be. I'm about 216 right now, so I've got to lose about 30 pounds in 12 weeks. But that's easy, yeah.
How do you size up your opponent, Chris Lee, whether it's without giving out too much weight?
Yeah, well, most people when they talk about Chris Lee, they say he's a brawl and things like that, you know. Sure, he may like to brawl, you know, but you know, he's got legitimate skills. You know, you can't fight in the UFC as long as he has and be around the MMA scene for that long without, you know, necessary skills. You know, he's got a decent ground game, decent wrestling, he's got decent striking. He looks very unorthodox, you know, the way he fights, but obviously it works for him, you know, so, you know, he's beat a lot of great fighters. So, everyone knows how hard he hits, and people talk about his iron chin, you know, so I think he's going to come out swinging. I'm going to do the same. So I think it's going to be a great fight for the fans. And, you know, I think if I go in there and bring my A game, then I can beat him, you know. I'm expecting a tough fight.
Now this fight is obviously two guys from a tough show. Both of you guys have been on a show before. And obviously it's a proven success, the show.
Sure.
How do you feel that, you know, a lot of people, it's really compelled the sport. How do you feel going on it? Some guys have gone on the show and said, I'd never do it again.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you find that most of the guys that go on and say they'll never do it again tend to be the ones that get knocked out in the first round. Yeah, I think if the guys that win it, they might tell you something a little different. Don't get me wrong, when I was on there, I couldn't wait to get out of there. You know, the place was an absolute, I can't swear, so it was a hellhole.
You can swear.
Oh, it was a shithole. Believe you me, the place was a shithole by the end of a few weeks. You get 16 guys who won't eat, who won't clean or do anything like that, you know. The place gets pretty fucking
16 filthy blokes?
16 filthy, yeah. 16 filthy blockers, yeah. So yeah, you know, but yeah, no, it was fun.
Michael, I know you train out in Big Bear when you're preparing for your fights. Obviously, you're here now, but I've heard of other times when you're here in the States. Do you plan on making the States your permanent home at any time, or is it just going to be back and forth?
Yeah, I think it's going to be back and forth, you know. I mean, I love it out here. I love the country, you know. I love everything about the States, to be honest. You know, the weather, the people, the food, you know, it's fantastic. Obviously, it's great.
The food better in the States?
Just a little bit.
Obviously, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you, they've got good food out here. But, yeah, obviously great training, you know, so I love spending time out here, but my kids are in school in the UK, you know, and I don't want to, you know, disrupt their lives too much, you know, so I go back and forth quite a lot. At the moment, I've got the kids with me out here. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's still early days yet, you know. My roots are in England, you know, that's where my family lives.
Right. I've actually got to meet your dad in Newark.
Oh, yeah.
And a friend of his who is a little person.
Little guy.
Yeah, so I was trying to be careful, like little person or whatever. And all of a sudden Michael goes, oh, that's Midget. I guess that's his name, right?
That's what they call him, Midget, yeah. You know, yeah.
So he's good with that.
It's highly un-PC, but yeah, he's fine with that, yeah.
Well, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, no, he's a good guy, he's a friend of my dad's. They look kind of funny together because Midget is, you know, he's a short guy and he's a midget. And my dad's like 6'7", you know, so.
But they're huge fans, man. They're really pleasant.
Yeah, no, they are. They're there for all the fights, you know. They're always there, you know. So
was your dad a brawler or a boxer or anything growing up? Where'd you develop these skills?
Yeah, he wasn't. He was a brawler, I'd say. Yeah.
Did he take you to the Man U games? You guys would get into it if they lost?
I don't know. We used to get into it at home.
Oh.
Quite a bit.
Okay. All right, enough said about that.
Yeah.
Manchester United, man, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Do you keep up with the Reds?
You know what? I mean, I try, you know, but I'm on the road that much. I'm away from home. I don't get. I mean, I like fighting. You know, whether it's boxing or MMA. You know, I try to watch other sports, but you know.
Wayne Rooney fights.
Yeah. But he's that small, it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like punching your ankles or something. But I mean, I'm into fighting. Really. I try and watch other sports, but if I'm not playing it, I get kind of bored. To be honest, you know, I like playing and not watching.
You've come into the 185 division and you're having your way with people. How many fights do you feel like you're away from a title shot?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people ask me that question. You know, I'm learning all the time. You know, I don't think I'm a finished product. You know, I've still got areas that I want to work on. I'm happy with the progress that I'm making. You know, with every few months that go by, I'm better and better. You know, and you know, maybe if I keep winning 2 or 3 more fights, which should give me a year. Another year from now, you know, hopefully I'll be ready. You know, Anderson's, you know, probably pound for pound the best in the world. He's looking unstoppable right now. You know, so when I get the opportunity, I want to be able to grasp it with both hands and do the job. You know, and once you're at the top, there's only one place to go. That's down. So I'm happy to make a steady progression. You know, but if I keep winning, you know, then it's going to happen sooner rather than later.
Hey, Mike, does it bother you at all when people go, Anderson Silva's cleaned out the division, when there's so many guys, like you, of course, one of the guys, that still hasn't faced him? Does that bother you at all when people say that?
I mean, there's two sides to that. I mean, yeah, it bothers me a little bit, you know, because you know, I'm an alpha male, and you know, to hear everybody talking, you know, that he's cleared out the division and no one can touch him, you know, it stings your pride a little bit. But on the other hand, you know, it's kind of hard, you know, not to see their perspective a little bit. Sure, there's a lot of guys that hasn't fought yet, but the guys that he's beaten them easily, you know. So you can see why some people think that, but you know, there's still a lot of fights for him in the middleweight division, myself included.
Okay, and one last question here. You fought in Birmingham, you fought in Montreal. It seems like you fought everywhere. What crowds do you prefer fighting in front of, or are they all the same?
Yeah, I get asked this question a lot, you know.
But by no one is cool as me.
Oh, absolutely, or as good looking.
Thank you.
In a completely non-gay type way. Yeah. What's your number? Yeah, I mean, for me personally, UFC fans are UFC fans. You know, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to fight, you know, in Canada, America, the UK for the UFC, and everywhere I go, you know, it's all the same. You know, they're very, very passionate fans. I think MMA fans are like, you know, one of the most passionate sports fans there is. And yeah, they raise the roof every time, and they make the UFC what it is today, and the sport of mixed martial arts. So to answer your question, regardless of where it is, you know, the fans are the best.
The fans love you, man.
Thank you very much.
You've really taken them. You're a superstar already.
Oh well, it kind of makes me laugh to hear people say that, because I don't think like that at all. You know, I'm just an average guy who's fortunate enough to make a living out of what I love to do. You know, so
taking people's asses. October 18th.
Cashing necks and breaking checks. No, breaking necks and cashing checks.
October 18th in Birmingham, England. You're gonna be fighting Chris Lieben. Go ahead. Remember, you can cuss. Give me a prediction.
A prediction. Well, you know, I predict I'm going to win. You know, it's as simple as that. I predict that with every fight. You know, I've got respect for him. You know, as I said before, but I'm going to go in and
you're gonna mop his ass.
I'm going to go straight through him. You know, that's what I'm made to do. I'm not playing around at this. You know, I'm not here to make up the numbers and just scrape the living out of the UFC. You know, I want to be here, and on October 18th, he's just another opponent that's going to get his ass kicked.
That's what I want. All right, Michael. It's a pleasure to have you on Tag Radio. Hopefully, we can have you on again.
Yeah, I'd love to.
When your dad comes out for the next show, I'm getting confused. People yell midget, I'm turning around. It wasn't the Rick.
I don't know if he likes midget, to be honest.
Turning around.
I think people call him midget behind his back. So next time you see him, don't go up and say, "Hey, what's up, midget?" You know.
Before we let you go, you want to thank any sponsors or give a shout out?
Oh, of course, yeah. You know, I want to thank all my sponsors. You know, I mean, I've been quite lucky. I've got quite a few sponsors, but you know, Tap Out, Hostility, Affliction, they're all like clothing lines, you know, they all compete against one another. But who else is there? There's a lot, you know. Dean Albrecht from MMA Madhouse, I'd like to thank him. He's doing a great job.
Looks like you're sporting the Echo too.
Yeah, Echo, yeah, I am. Yeah, my soul is for sale. But yeah, just all the MMA fans out there, you know, that hit me up on my website.
What is the website?
www.bisping.tv. You know, I get a lot of messages through there, you know, that blow my mind, you know. You know, for a normal guy like me, like I say, it really does blow my mind, so I just like to say thanks to all them guys out there.
Cool. Thank you, Mike, for being on Tech Radio.
My pleasure, Frank.